I welcome you guys back into my nice beautiful video. So today is a nice beautiful day because I understand that every single day we're going to learn how to grow and we're going to learn how to grow our communicational skills. So every single day I come up online to teach you how to communicate. And now in front of a crowd, you must understand every single day to be in front of a crowd doing a live performance today if you want to make money. But what's important every single day is making sure that you understand your words. And now when I go to sleep, I'm always communicating to myself in a positive way. And now how do I do that? You must understand, I'm always looking to go back to the you in action and to my word I. And now I also ask myself my beautiful questions, which is I understand every single day, ask any question I can to make sure that I can go and deliver a greater way of life for myself. So ask any question that you can with yourself every single day to make sure that you can go and achieve those goals. You understand? Because every single day, what is important is if you ask, you shall receive. You have to understand every single day that what's important is understand that when I communicate daily, I'm always focusing on making sure that I never go negative. I'm making sure every single day I never go back on my habits. I make sure I'm never going back and doing something that I make sure I never go back to do something I was doing before. You understand? So every single day, I'm always doing now. I'm always making sure that no matter what, that my communicational skills are adding up to the equation. And to be able to understand how to communicate today is the only aspect of life that you have to achieve. You have to understand it's more about making sure that you're always pronunciating yourself in a better way and giving people new ideas every single time, because I understand that what's important is understanding that if you have anything to do in terms of music production or life where you're singing or something like that, you must understand that no matter what, that if it's your passion to do something of great quality, you must understand every single day to focus on being positive about what you have done in life. If you understand that you've done something and you've already done something to create something, you must understand to be positive about it and show the world your voice, or show the world who you are. And then guess what? Every single day, focus upon understanding to make more music, and then you're going to understand that you can always redo those tracks. You can always redo something that you love to do. So let's say something is never really quite adding up for you. What you do is realize that it's the only time ever that you go and realize every single day that you go and focus upon a better way of life. Go and focus upon something that you love to do. I promise now every single day that if you understand that, for example, Jesus Christ, you must understand that in the Bible of Jesus Christ, Jesus Christ says that you can walk on water, you can move mountains, you can also disappear in the tomb. You understand? You can go to your own tomb and you can just disappear, just like Jesus Christ. And you can also raise your hand and the storms will stop. You understand? I promise you now, every single day, you must understand that what's amazing about this, I realize, is the passages. And now, you must understand that Jesus Christ is able to go to the desert for 40 days and 40 nights to fast and to never eat and drink. You understand? So, Jesus Christ can do that. He is able to go 40 days and 40 nights without food and drink. Guess what? Everybody's able to do that. But what's amazing is understand that if you want to understand much more about that, you must understand to start writing to the mountains. Start writing and communicating exactly to the mountains and say whatever you want to the mountains. And then just say, for example, let's say you want to walk on water, for example, but go and really, really speak to the water. Speak to it. And what you do is go and write about it. Let's just say that you're around the water today. And let's just say you're going to talk to the water, but you're going to, for example, listen to me in terms of you're going to understand to listen to yourself to talk better, but you're going to say, water, I understand that you're very nice and polite, but I want you to be able to go and lift me up into the water, and I want you to understand to never drop me down. I want you to talk to the water like that. I want you to understand that if you talk to the water, you're unstoppable. So if you understand this nice beautiful air, I'll speak to the air here. I understand the air around me. I want you to understand who I am. I want you to understand that I'm something of high caliber. I want you to lift me up from this nice beautiful position right now because I deserve it. I deserve to be able to fly in this world. I want you to understand that you are around me, but you can feel my presence. I want you to understand. I want you to lift me like Superman. I want to be able to travel the world. I want you to understand. I want to go everywhere. I want to be making sure that no matter what, that you're always around me, but I want to be making sure that I'm flying. I want you to understand. I want you to always be making sure that you're making me fly somewhere. You understand? Do you understand me? I want you to understand I love you, but guess what? I need to go. I need to go and grow myself. You get me? Guess what? I'm talking to the air. Understand? So that's how powerful you can be. So if you look at the mountains, you say, mountains, guess what? I promise you, I love the way you look. I want you to understand every single day, you just make sure you're always moving in a better way, because understand that you guys are very excellent. So guess what? I'll let it be. I'm talking to the mountains. I mean, in a sense, so when I look at the water, or when I look at, for example, the tomb of Jesus Christ, for example, and how Jesus Christ went invisible, I say, hey, I understand Jesus Christ went invisible, but I deserve that. I deserve to be invisible just like that. I deserve to disappear and then for angels to come and also show themselves in front of other people to say Danny Milivojevic was gone. I want that to happen to me. I want you to understand now, because I spoke it, I deserve it. You understand? I deserve that. I now understand that I deserve angels to appear into your life to show you that Danny Milivojevic is a saint and that Danny Milivojevic is something greater than this world. I'm asking God over here to show me a miracle in a way that I'm doing much better. I mean, in a sense, so forever I understand that you understand now how to really do that. But let's say, for example, if I go and understand Jesus Christ and how he goes 40 days and 40 nights into the desert, I say, hey, I want to also learn, just like Jesus Christ, how to do that. I want to be making sure that, for example, with my food and drink, I mean, guess what? You eat too much food and drink, Danny. You eat too much food and drink. I want you to understand to go and fast for 40 days and 40 nights. Watch now, I'm fasting now for 40 days and 40 nights. But guess what now? I mean, you understand me? I mean, what do I do now? I make sure every single day I'm going to grow without food and drink. I'm going to grow without food and drink now. I'm going to talk in a way that I'm so positive about life that I never need food and drink ever again. I'll never ever need sleep again, because guess what? I'll understand every single day. And I'm going to say that no matter what, I never need to sleep ever again, because I never will fall asleep again. I make sure of it. And how do I do that? I'll be positive about it. I'll be positive that I can do it. I'll be positive that I never need to sleep in this lifetime. That's it. Now, every single day, I'm going without sleep now. I'm going without food and drink. I'm about to walk on water. I'm about to fly like Superman everywhere. And also, I'm about to move the mountains when I need to. You understand? Because every single day, I focus upon understanding that there's always something greater. But every single day, I focus on understanding the nice, beautiful weather today. So I've talked to the weather today. I promise you, guys, I understand every single day it's a nice, beautiful, sunny day. I want you to realize that tomorrow, I want you guys to understand every single day that tomorrow is now. But I want you to be in, let's say, in 24 hours, I want you to have another sunny day. You understand? And then I want you guys to be raining for the whole week after that. You understand? After that, you can rain the whole week. Now, because I said that, guess what? Now it's a Saturday, but this whole week is going to be sunny. I just said it. This whole next 7 days is going to be sunny, but the next week, you can rain for the whole week. Do you understand me? You heard me, yeah? That's it. That's how you control the weather. I understand you talk to the weather like that. I understand that for the next 7 days, it's going to be sunny because I said so. I said so. I said so. And now the whole week after that is going to be raining. I deserve it. I deserve it. You understand? Now, that's how it is. I understand, although if I speak to the galaxy and I say, hey, I want to see a shooting star press. I want to see a shooting star coming around very soon. Do you understand me? I want to see another shooting star. I want you guys to show me another shooting star. I want to see a star shooting. You understand me? Now, the galaxy the galaxy has just heard me. I want to see a shooting star. I deserve it. I deserve to see a shooting star in mine. So give me a time where I can always go and see that. I make sure that when I look up in the air, I want to see a shooting star the first time I look up in the air. And that's it. Do you understand? The galaxy is going to show me a shooting star now because I asked for it. You understand? I did ask for it. I deserve it. That's it. Do you understand? So every single day, that when I speak for the woman of my dreams, and when I speak for the woman of my dreams, to have a woman who's so great, I speak to her now. Guess what, ladies? You there who is nice and beautiful with me, I want you to be with me for the rest of my life. I never want you to cheat on me in my life, because I understand I deserve something better. So every single time, you're going to give me the best time every single day. And you're going to make sure I'm very positive around you, and you're going to make sure every single day that you're very positive around me. You understand? Now, every single day, I want you to motivate me. I want you to understand every single day. I want you to understand that we're going to be much more, and that's it. I want you to understand that no matter what, that we're going to follow Jesus Christ, and that's it. That's it. I spoke to the woman of my dreams. Understand? That's it. That's how you have to talk. You have to talk in a way that you're going to correspond in the universe in a better way. But I also speak this. I say, hey, I never want to die in a helicopter crash. I never want to die in an airplane crash. I never want to die in a public transport crash. You guys hear me? I mean, everybody hears me right now. I want you to understand that I want you guys to set up my life to never die in a public transport crash. You understand me? I want to be doing whatever around the roads where other people can drive me, but I never want to die on the roads. I never want to die while traveling. Understand? I never want to die while in a public transport. I mean, you guys get me? So set up the universe in a way that I can go and focus on my life and doing Jesus Christ's work so that I never die in a blown out disruption of, let's say, a transport crash. You understand? I'm pretty sure, although, also, I want you guys to understand, for natural disasters, I'll speak to natural disasters. I want you guys to never be around me. I never want you to have a natural disaster around me. I never want a tsunami coming for my kids and who I am. Understand? I never want a tsunami or a tornado to rip off my house and to be around me. Understand me? I never want that. I mean, so guess what? I mean, that's how it is. I mean, floods. I mean, guess what? I mean, guess what? I mean, a flood. I never need a flood around me either. I never need to be around a flood in my life. Understand? I never want to be around floods in life. Understand? I mean, floods. I never want a flood in my life. I mean, who wants that? I mean, understand? So every single time, you guys also have to understand me that I never want to be around war countries. I mean, anywhere where there's a war going on, I never want to be there. Understand? So get me away from it. Understand? I mean, approach, that's it. I mean, never have a terrorist attack around me. I mean, do you understand me? You guys hear me now? I mean, never have a terrorist attack around me. I never want to die in a bomb attack. I mean, do you guys hear me? I deserve it. You have to be able to speak like this to people. You have to be able to speak. I just spoke it into the universe, and that's it. Now it's going to attract because I asked for it. You understand? That's it. Now I can move mountains. I can talk to I can talk to animals. I can talk to anything. You understand? Because I just talk directly at it. You understand? That's what you need to do. You need to be able to talk it to anything you ever want. So I'll never die in a public transport crash. I'll never die at a natural disaster somewhere. I'll never die with a bomb attack. I'll never die like this. You understand? I also speak this. I never want you guys to kill me with any possessions, ever. I never want you guys to shoot me with a gun. I never want you to stab me with a knife or anything. You understand? I want you guys to let me die in peace. I want you guys to let me die in peace today. I want you to understand I'm very peaceful. You understand? I deserve peace in my life. I never deserve violence. You understand? I mean, do you understand? I'm never causing anybody violence around here. I never want you to cause me violence. I mean, that's it. And that's it. I spoke it into the universe. That's it. I'm living peacefully now. Nobody's going to cause me trouble. I just want to go and really, really enjoy my life. I mean, so every single day, I'm focusing on a better way. I'm focusing on understanding that I'm just speaking to the universe like this. I promise you, everybody can hear you. I promise you, everybody can hear you. So every single day, focus upon understanding to grow your life and grow who you are. So that's how I understand every single day that if you go and focus upon speaking to everything, you're going to understand how to speak better to it, and then you're going to deserve it if you're growing. I mean, if you're growing, you deserve it. I promise you now, if you're growing, you can do anything. Now, every single day, focus on understanding that whatever you want, you shall receive it much better. I'm always able to understand that no matter what. I have to sing better, I have to do better, I have to go and travel better, I have to go and do more videos, I have to go and really, really pronunciate myself better. I have to be making sure that no matter what, that my life is going to be something greater than yesterday. So I'm always focusing on a better life. I mean, every single day, I'm focusing on giving you ideas in different ways to whatever you want in terms of life. You can do it as long as you communicate it. Understand? You have to be able to communicate that. I mean, whatever I did communicate now, I mean, do you believe I deserve it? I mean, I've shown you I deserve it because I've shown you how to say it. I've shown you how to speak it. I mean, I've shown you the ideas. You understand? I gave you the ideas, so I deserve it. You understand? An idea is a question. I mean, an idea is a statement. I mean, an idea is every single word in the dictionary. You understand? Every single word is one idea. I mean, in a sense, every single day, just focus on your word I, and then understand the word I is much more important than one idea. I mean, in a sense, every single day, I'm always looking to understand that if you're always speaking to yourself positively and you're understanding how to talk with yourself, you have to understand every single day, I'm always understanding that with nice and beautiful communicational styles of life, you have to understand that sometimes you must understand every single day that no matter what you're going to do, is you're going to do a better life, and you're going to focus upon understanding that if you're going and doing music production around life, you must understand every single day to go and really, really pronunciate yourself in every single way possible in your life. I mean, you understand? I mean, no matter what you are, I mean, you must understand to pronunciate yourself I mean, pronunciate yourself in a better way. I mean, go and be somebody who's going to really, really inspire people. You have to understand every single day that Jesus Christ says that you have eternity in this life. I mean, this life is where you have heaven. I mean, this life is heaven and it's hell. I mean, what do you want to do? I mean, do you understand? So, I mean, what do you do once you pass away? I mean, once you pass away, I mean, guess what? You're reborn again. Because guess what? I mean, if you say so, I mean, that's how it is. I mean, whatever you want to say about this life is true. Understand? So if you want to name anything about life, I mean, there's no limits to what you can say. I mean, heaven can be whatever you want it to be. I mean, if you say that you're going to be reborn 1,000 times in this life, you're going to understand that. You're going to be like that. Or that's what's going to happen. Or if you're going to travel somewhere with Jesus Christ today, or that's what's going to happen too. I mean, if you're going to leave this world and be with God for a bit, you're also going to understand that's going to be true. That's it. But now, whatever you say in this life, and whatever you want to achieve with words, you can see that anything that you can say with words today is what God can do. God can do anything. Now, there is other worlds as well. You have to understand that if you want to go live in another world, you can. You can go live in another world. You just have to ask God. There's other worlds that you have to live in. Understand? You have to try other worlds. And now other worlds are new consciousness, and it's also new growth. I promise you it's also planet Mars. I promise you it's also other places like that. I mean, if you want to live over there and you want to live in a different format, you can always do it. You can always do it. You can just ask. You have to ask. You have to understand there's millions of formats to live in. I mean, there's all different life aspects to live in terms of this life. I mean, look at every single human being on the planet is a different format. I mean, everything is a different format. I mean, you can just be a bed if you want to be a bed. I mean, you can live like a bed. You can live like a pillow. It does. I mean, you can live like whatever you want. I understand. So every single day, focus upon understanding that it's more about understanding you can live in the ocean. If you want to live in the ocean, you can be the ocean. You can be the water. You understand? You can be the water in the ocean. Now, every single day, focus upon understanding that no matter what, that you have to go and live somehow. So when you're living somehow, you have to understand that eternity is right now. I mean, eternity is right now. So heaven is right now. So everything that you ever want, I mean, God is right now. I understand. So everything that you see is God. I mean, everything that you see is I only. I understand. So every single day, focus upon understanding that you have to go and focus upon loving yourself in a way that you're growing. Because I understand that no matter what, the people around me over here are partying, and they came to Coffs Harbour for the weekend, and now they're going to go and do some drugs and alcohol, and they're going to go to the pub, and that's it. I mean, they're just going to be around each other all day long. But guess what? I mean, that's why they're losing. I mean, that's why they have nothing to do. I mean, they're going to go to the pub and going to drink and eat, and then they're going to go see the place together. I mean, otherwise, I mean, if they go alone, I mean, guess what? I mean, the crowd's never coming with them. You understand? I mean, they never want to go alone. I mean, they want to go with the crowd. You understand? I mean, never go with the crowd. I mean, never go with a bunch of sheep. I mean, go with the wolves. You understand? I mean, split up. I mean, you go this way, I'll go this way. I'll have to go check out this way. I'll meet you over here at this time. Understand? Because that's much better, isn't it? I mean, every single day, focus upon understanding that it's much more about loving your life and speaking positively to yourself all day long. And now, understand that no matter what, that if you're getting upset and if you're getting depressing in your life, you must understand to go and lift up your communicational skills. Because communicational skills is something that you have to talk over in a way to go and do better. And now, if you want the woman or man of your dreams, you have to have the money, you have to have the success, you have to have the status. Now, if you have that, then you can go on Instagram. There's plenty of men and women on Instagram. And what do? You message them. You message them on Instagram. You say, hey, I want to meet you. You say, I want to meet you. I want to send you $10,000 to have a restaurant dinner with me somewhere around the world. And I want to ask you some questions. You understand? Now, either way, I will promise you that they're going to find out about you. You're famous. You're successful. You have the money. You go to them. You go all the way to them. You have to be chasing the men and women if you want them around you. Or if you want other people around you, you have to chase them. Or that's how it is. Or they'll never chase you. Or they'll never chase you because why? I mean, why don't they have to chase you? And now, if you're famous and successful, and you have the money, they'll chase you. Or they'll chase you. I mean, guess what? But if you want somebody around you, but they're never chasing you, you have to go around them. You have to go and chase them. You understand? Or that's how it is. So the woman, in terms of life, you have to understand that. For example, I said in a nice, beautiful quote recently. I mean, the average woman goes around men who takes them around restaurants and marries them. I mean, the average woman will marry anybody who takes them to a restaurant. Now, the famous women who are becoming famous, they'll marry a man only who's giving them money and success and status, but also feeding their passions with money. Understand? I mean, they're feeding their passions with money. So if they're doing a photo shoot out, I mean, the guy will pay for it. I mean, the guy will give her all the money in the world to go and do what she does. Understand? I mean, that's the famous woman and who they marry. I mean, they marry a guy with success and money who can give them that money to go and feed their passions because they want to do their passion. You understand? I mean, now when you look at Oprah Winfrey, for example, I mean, first of all, I mean, you have to give her a call and you have to say, hey, I'll give you $10 million. I'll give you $10 million to even just come and sit with me at a restaurant so I can speak to you. I mean, you have to give her $10 million before she even comes to a restaurant with you. You understand? Or that's Oprah Winfrey. And now, when she comes with you to the restaurant and she gives you, I mean, let's just say she accepts your invitation, because nobody has ever given her $10 million to go to a restaurant. So that's how you are unique because of that number. You understand? So either way, you give her that number, and now either way, now you must understand that maybe somebody has given her $10 million, but I'm never going to lock myself out of it. I mean, so if you say something about that, now you must understand to be honest about everything. I mean, you must understand, keep it open. But maybe she has, or maybe never has, somebody who has given her $10 million. You understand? So either way, just give her a number and she accepts, for example. So what happens is we go together to the restaurant, and now you sit with her and you say, how much money to marry you? I mean, how much money do you need for me to marry you? I mean, how much money do I have to give you to say yes to me to marriage? I mean, what's the difference between these women? I mean, there's Oprah Winfrey. I mean, there's a famous woman who just wants to be famous in a different way. I understand? But this woman who's famous accepts guys randomly who just gives her money to do her life. You know what I'm saying? But Oprah Winfrey is different, isn't she? Or now, either way, the average woman who's never famous and never Oprah Winfrey is just going to go with any guy who is taking her to a restaurant. You know what I'm saying? I mean, have at least $100 in your pocket. I mean, she'll marry you. I mean, understand? But there's a big difference. I mean, first of all, Oprah Winfrey is very famous, and she is already a multi-millionaire. I mean, what do you want from her? Although, guess what? I mean, either way, she has age, and she's also somebody who's very, very smart. But then you have the woman who is, let's say, famous, and she's getting more successful. You understand? Although she's nothing like Oprah Winfrey. I mean, Oprah Winfrey is doing much more work than her. You understand? But then there's a woman who is average, and now these women who are average are women who are just they have no business in life, and they're trying to become more successful here and there, but I mean, they're trying, you understand, but they're just less successful than the other two. I understand, so that's the whole difference. I understand, I mean, Oprah Winfrey is doing more than all of them. I mean, she's more respectful of herself and everything. I mean, you never look at Oprah Winfrey, I mean, look, you have to look at everything, but you have to see that Oprah Winfrey Oprah Winfrey never goes around doing pornography and having sex with everybody, you understand? So she's much more somebody that I want to marry than a woman who's having sex with 50 guys on porn. And you have to understand that if you go around and look at porn videos, for example, and you understand that there are as many women and many men having sex, but if you see the man or woman having sex with many guys and women online, and you see that, I mean, do you want to marry them? I say no. I never want to marry a woman who's already had sex with 1,500 guys online to be my wife. I mean, what for? I mean, that's never for me. I mean, 1,500 guys have already had sex with her online in 1 hour videos. I mean, there's 1,500 hours of her having sex online with other people. I mean, why do I want to teach my daughter that? I mean, what for? I mean, why do I have to put my son through that? I mean, your mother already went online having 1,500 hours of sex with other people. I mean, you can go watch your mother having sex. I mean, how's that say? I mean, how's that sound? I mean, understand? I mean, guess what? I mean, that child is going to grow up and people are going to find out, and then guess what happens? I mean, they start to bully the child, you understand? So no matter what, I mean, they start laughing at the child because of their mother having sex everywhere online, you understand? Or she is. Or now, it's honest, but is it a bully? Or should they start laughing at that? I mean, you understand? But guess what? You just go and do you. You never laugh at the truth, though. You never laugh at the truth. You laugh with the truth. Understand? So every single day, focus on understanding that people are laughing at you, and people are doing something to, if people are doing something to ridicule you, you must understand to go and focus on being alone more than with other people. So if you're somebody in high school now, or you're in public school, or let's say that you're in elementary school, or you're with other people, and they're bullying you, and they are very, let's say, disgusting towards you, and they're very arrogant and angry at you, I mean, just go be alone. I mean, when you're alone, I realize you can see there's no people around me. I mean, there's no bullies around me. I mean, there's nobody to hit me. I mean, there's nobody to cause me violence. I mean, there's no drug addicts around me. I mean, where? I mean, look at my room. I mean, I'm very peaceful, aren't I? I mean, there's no woman around me. I mean, there's no kids around me. I mean, I just have myself, don't I? But I'm happier. I'm happier. I mean, there's no kid crying around me. I mean, there's no woman trying to take me everywhere. You understand? I mean, guess what? I love to take myself everywhere. You understand? I love everything. Although, guess what? I mean, there's no woman I have to care to. I mean, there's nobody else I have to care to other than I just care for myself. I mean, isn't that simple? I mean, that's what you need to do. I mean, there's nobody else to worry about. I mean, I never worry about anybody. I never worry about myself. But there's nobody else around me that I have to tend to. You understand? First, now, I'm alone. But it's the best. I mean, look at the peace. I mean, look at the serenity I have. I mean, I have serenity. I have peace. I come here, I fall asleep. I'm just relaxing. I have a cleaner at the hostels here. I mean, I live in hostels. But guess what? But eventually, I'm moving away from hostels. I mean, this is just a phase. I've been living in hostels for 1 year and 9 months. And so, for the next 3 months, I may live in a hostel, but I understand every single day that no matter what, that from this point, I mean, after 30 years of age, I'm going into motels and hotels. I mean, after 40 years of age, I'm just in hotels from that point. I'm just living in hotels from this point. Understand? I mean, how? I mean, how do I understand that? Because I'm communicating that. I mean, understand? I mean, very soon I'm living in I'm very soon living in hotels. Understand? I mean, hotels. I mean, $200 a night. I mean, $5,000 a night. I mean, understand? I mean, I'm giving $5,000 a night. I mean, I'm giving $10,000 one night to live in a hotel. I mean, I can deserve it. I can afford it. Understand? I mean, I can afford it because I have passions and dreams that help me to enable myself to do so. I have music production, I have life coaching, I have all this talent and skills that I can do. I mean, I'm starting singing, I'm doing singing a bit here and there. And now with singing, I'm learning very quickly about how to communicate myself around greatness and around life in different ways. So what I do is I get my journal out and then I start writing from some point of view. I mean, some point of view. I mean, what kind of point of view do you want to write from? I mean, that's what I mean. I mean, there's many aspects of point of views that you can go and make up. And now what happens is you can go back to the 16-year young individual that you were, and you can write from that point of view, and you can remember one memory and just write about that. And then you can remember you did something at 20 years of age, and then you can write about that. And then you have to learn from this situation. So when I was young, I was around, let's say, 13 years of age, but this woman did love me, and these women were loving me. But guess what? I mean, I was so afraid of them. I was so shy of them. And I have to grow from that point, don't I? I have to grow with them, but I was so shy to even talk to them. So guess what? I mean, either way, I get into my journal and I say, hey, I mean, this is what you do with them. You make sure every single day they have a nice, beautiful drink. I mean, make sure that no matter what you're talking to them, you make sure that you take them to the car, you open the door. I mean, understand? I mean, I'm teaching myself from that point of view what to do now. Understand? I mean, guess what? I mean, at 13 years of age, I never done that. I mean, guess what? I mean, if you want to have sex with them, I mean, go and take them to the toilet. I mean, that's what I said to myself. I mean, if you have nowhere else, I mean, go to the bush. So guess what? I mean, that's how it is. But I'm opening my doors. I'm opening my doors to understand that what I want, I can achieve at that point. You understand? Watch now, every single day, focus on saying that it's sex. I mean, sex. You must understand that it's never violence. I mean, it's never like you're going to kill them. You understand? But every single day, that you must focus upon never killing other people, and focus on understanding that if you see on Twitter or let's say on the news channels that somebody died or that somebody went into murder or somebody was, let's say, dying or whatever, I mean, listen, you must understand to grow that. You must understand to grow over that. And now you must understand that sometimes you're going to understand that you're going to see images and these information products where it's negative, and also understand that image products is always positive. Now, first, anything that's words is never negative. First, there's nothing negative about words. But I understand that if anybody's promoting negativity around, first, it's more that they're trying to lead you into doing it. And now you must understand that if somebody's saying online that this person was stabbed and killed, I mean, you have to understand that nobody's going to be stabbing anybody and nobody's going to be killing anybody. You understand? You have to be talking to yourself like that. You have to understand that just because you see somebody say, just because somebody did say those words, never means that you're going to do it. You understand? Or that's the difference. So focus on understanding that in the news, I mean, many headlines are saying bomb and crash over here, and these people are terrorizing these people, whatever. I mean, it never means that you're doing it. I mean, that's what I'm saying. I mean, it means that somebody else is doing it. I mean, in a sense, so focus on understanding that your world is different from other people's worlds. But if you focus on Armin van Buuren, for example, I mean, this guy's a legend, and this guy's an icon, and I respect him so much because he goes and funds his own events, and he's able to go and make all this happen for himself, and he plays his own music, and he DJs anybody. I mean, he DJs anybody's music, and just puts it on YouTube. You understand? Fortunately, if you understand how to do that, you have to communicate that. You have to be somebody who is in the music field, and then you have to understand every single day to get the funding. And now, if you get the funding, you first make events around the world. You first go around the world and become so successful in what you're doing. And then eventually you could just go and say, hey, I need 5 cameramen and I need a nice beautiful setup of this. I need a nice beautiful setup of this stadium to be able to go and make all these lights come true for me, because I'm going to be DJing there for 1 hour or whatever, but it's going to be for this type of event. And then we're going to make a logo and we're going to have people to watch it online, and either way I be posting the video very soon, and either way we're going to surprise people with a nice beautiful set. But then guess what, I mean, he's planning everything behind the scenes, you know what I'm saying? So no matter what, you must understand that if you go and find yourself throughout life making sure that no matter what, that if you want something, or the woman of your dreams or the man of your dreams, you first get more success and then communicate more success to people. And then what happens is you just become everything you ever want to be, because it's all words. Or else if you understand how to speak words much more, you then understand how to really achieve anything you ever want. Because understand that those people who have 1,000 million words online that they've done already is going to be much more successful than a baby who's just born. You understand? For now, a baby who's just born is yet to speak papa. You understand? I mean, they're yet to speak I in terms of the word I. So make sure you understand that the first letter of your child's life must be the word I, love you. Understand? I is the first letter I teach my kid. Understand? I. Now, every single day, I understand that no matter what, you must understand I'm growing all the time. But what's important is understanding that you have to go and talk from that point. You have to understand that from that point, and paraphrase or whatever you want, is passages to the Bible of Jesus Christ and everything. So you have to understand that whatever you want, you have to ask Jesus Christ. I mean, what does Jesus Christ do in that situation where you are so young and so shy to be around women? I mean, Jesus Christ in this situation just be around them. Just be around them. That's it. Jesus Christ says be around them and be just doing something around them, and that's it. That's what Jesus Christ tells you to do. You understand? If you're so shy, Jesus Christ says that if you're very shy around life, just go and be somebody learning about how to never be shy. And so every single day, you're looking to understand that no matter what, that many people are lacking communicational skills, and that's why people who are shy or antisocial are people who have to learn how to communicate. They have to learn that. And now, you have to understand every single day, focus on understanding that there's always a better way, but make sure you understand that you're always grabbing the spotlight, you're always making sure that you're in front of people. I remember this little kid that came up to me in Sydney, Australia, and I was busking, and he's looking at me like this, and I'm public speaking, and he's looking at me like this. He's looking at me for about 2 minutes like this. Do you understand that? And then either way, his dad's taking photos of him and doing videos of him, but I said, you're going to be somebody. You're going to be a public speaker. So either way, fortunately, that kid is very inspirational, because I understand that he really, really looks up to me. He looks up to me, and he's looking like this because he's 7 years of age, but he's looking up to a public speaker like this. Fortunately, I understand that straight away, because I understand you have to go and lift yourself. But that's a dream come true for me, for a little kid to be able to do that with me. Because you just have to understand that moment when you're public speaking and a little kid or a little boy just looks up to you and says, hey, I want to be like you. Now that's something very nice, isn't it? But you have to focus upon understanding you always have to go and love your life, because no matter what you're doing every single day, you're going to focus upon a better life. And now understand that sometimes our busking event, such as Pitt Street Mall, never go there pumping music, because if you go there pumping music, I promise you people will complain about any type of music you're playing. It never matters what type of music you're playing. They're just saying that they want you to go away because it's a store around. There's people around in terms of stores and all that. So if you're just pumping hardstyle music or some type of music over there, people start getting the shits. So what happens is, focus on understanding that it's just noise. It's just noise, but understand either way that they're trying to work with something like that. But they're people who are arrogant and they're unaware about music. Never be arrogant about music. No matter what kind of music it is, love that type of music. All I'm saying is love every type of music. You have to understand, I always love every type of music, no matter how negative it is. I love it. I love negativity, because when I love negativity, I never want to be negativity. But if you hate negativity, then you want to be negativity, because anything that you hate is what you become. But what you love is what you understand. You have to understand that if you love something, it never has control over you. I mean, if you hate it, unfortunately, then it has control over you. So if you hate serial killers, it's because serial killers is you. I mean, people who hate are serial killers. I promise you. If you love a serial, if you love a serial killer, who's, let's just say somebody went around and they were killing your family, really, and you say, I love you for that. I love you for that. I love that you've done that. But thank you. I just never want to be around you. I love that you killed my father. I love that you do that. I mean, I'm just going to go this way now. I mean, guess what? I forgive them. I never hate him. I never hate him for that. You understand? I forgive him already. But if you hate him, you want to actually go and kill him yourself because they kill your father, and then you want to go and grab revenge from them, and you want to kill them because that's what hate is. I mean, hate is killing people. I mean, I never want to kill him, so I just say, I love you anyway, man. I'll just go this way. You understand? I mean, that's how it is. I mean, you understand? So love people and love what is happening around you right now. I mean, if you love what is happening if you love what is happening around you right now, you're going to be grateful and you're going to lift from that situation. But the only way you can lift is to love. You must say, I love this situation. I love this situation. I love what's happening to me. I love that she goes with another man. I love that. I love that she's having sex with him. I love that they never want me. I love it. You have to love it. You have to love it. Because that way you can overcome it. You understand? But if you hate anything, go and write a list of anything that you hate and start loving what you hate. You understand? Just write 100 reasons for about what you hate in life. You understand? And now if you do that, you then say, I only love this. I love what I've written. I love what I've written. You understand? Now that's that. If you understand every single day, to go and focus upon understanding that no matter what, you're going to really lift yourself in communicational skills in different ways, but then you're going to go in your journal and you're going to type everything out. And you're going to make sure every single day you're going to learn different aspects and different skills daily to make sure that people can learn from you. And now understand this, that when I finish this video, you must understand, I get into my journal and I start writing new ideas and new fashions and new ways of speaking and new ways of perspectives and new aspects of my life. I start to write and I start to develop other areas of my life that I've never done. And then I find out new ideas from that. I start digging for these ideas in my journal, and then I come and give it to you in a video. You understand? So I do 12 hours of writing, and then I do 12 hours of writing in 1 hour video. Understand? I love that. That's all I do. Understand? So every single day I have 24 hours where I'm writing in the journal, but in my 24 hours, I've already written everything down. I've already given it to you before the video. Before this video, I gave you all that information already inside of my journal. It's always in my journal first, and then I come and speak it. I love it. I actually understand. And then once I speak on video, I do it in front of an audience. That's different. So there's 3 phases. The whole phase is writing the journal first, and then doing a video. And then once you've done it on a video, you do it in front of an audience. You're already developing. You already did plan for it. You understand? So either way, that once I do journal and video and journal and video and journal and video, I'm pretty sure now somebody may call me because of my success somewhere, and I may go to their public speaking event, and guess what happens? I go and give them what I've already done. I've already done this, but I just do it differently in front of an audience this time. You understand? That's how it is, but every single day you have to practice somewhere. So I'm practicing in front of a mirror. It's true what they say, that you have to practice in front of a mirror 10,000 times to be somebody. I'm practicing in front of a mirror, man. You understand? I'm always practicing something in front of a mirror. You understand? So when you're eating, for example, when you're eating and drinking, you put a camera like this on a selfie stick. You put a camera on a selfie stick or your phone on a selfie stick, and then watch yourself as you're eating, and watch yourself as you're eating, and that's it. I promise it's a meditation. Understand? So every single day when you love people and you love yourself the most, you're going to understand how to love. But if you're hating, you're then going to learn how to hate. Never learn how to hate, but learn how to love. Guess what? Learn how to do everything. You understand? But if you understand that, you must understand that hate never gets you anywhere. But if you learn hate, you have to understand that it's more that you're learning something about it in a way that you're never going to do it. You understand? Which now, hating for me means that I have to go and physically abuse you. Hating means that I never have to communicate anymore. Hating means that I also never have to do my passions anymore. Hating means I have to retire now and I never want to do life anymore. Hating is also when I feel like doing drugs and I feel like, let's say, doing something to put heroin into me or some kind of drugs, or to go and abuse somebody in terms of physicality. Hating to me means that I want revenge on somebody because I want to go and grab their woman from them or something like that. You understand? I want to literally take away something from them. I mean, that's what hating is. Now, I never want to take away anything from anybody. I never want to disturb myself. I want to make sure I'm always loving myself and other people. I want to make sure I'm following the Ten Commandments. So anything that's hate is never following the Ten Commandments of God. I mean, so focus on understanding that no matter what, I'm just giving you ideas, but I understand that every single day, focus upon understanding why I communicate. I mean, why do I communicate this video to you? I mean, because when I communicate this to you, I'm helping you in some kind of way to open up some doors to you so that you can go and open your life in a better direction. So every single day, I'm focusing on every single day loving my life because I mean, so I can succeed in a different way than yesterday, and so I can make sure that no matter what, that my life is going to be something greater. So I understand every single day I'm focusing on a better life. I'm focusing on something I'm making sure in terms of I'm focusing on something I'm making sure in terms of I've done something to love my life. You understand? I'll always love life. I always love life in terms of my life. I'm always making sure that no matter what, I come back to the I when I speak. I'm always lifting my communicational skills in different ways because I'm always learning how to communicate much better. And now when I learn how to communicate much better, I'm just adding to the equation. And I'm speaking over people. So when I look at Twitter and I look at all these words and I'm looking and I'm reading something, for example, in YouTube and the description and the titles of people and what's happening around the world, I speak over it. And I say, I understand what they're doing, but I'm doing this because this is much more important for me. I understand that they are talking about that, so I have to listen to them. But I understand either way, I'm speaking over their words, and then that way I learn the words. I learn what they're speaking about. Instead, I'm making sure they understand that when I sleep, I'm just talking to myself very slowly in a way that I'm very fast. So I talk to myself very slowly in a way that I'm getting faster in my speaking. And then I talk to myself positively, and I say, you must understand every single day, you must focus on your life. I mean, focus on your life and just be able to go and do life. I mean, when you do life, I mean, you're going to wake up very soon, and then you're going to make sure you're going to do a life coaching video, but then you're going to go into the toilet and you're going to brush your teeth after that. I mean, in a sense, I'm always learning. So when I'm sleeping, I'm actually planning that. I mean, so I'm planning something like when I wake up, I'll do my actual journal in terms of I'll do my nice beautiful video, and then I'll go to the toilet to brush my teeth. I said that while I'm sleeping. I mean, in a sense, so then I'm just saying after the toilet, I mean, either way, you have to do some music production. I mean, go make a new track or something like that. I mean, in a sense, so I'm always talking to myself in a nice, beautiful way. You know, in a sense, so no matter what, I'm always learning how to talk to myself. And now when I talk to myself in different ways, I understand that either way, that what's important is I talk over the crowd, I talk over people, I talk over the past, I talk about everything. And now when I talk about everything with myself the most, I never have to rely on you to talk to you. I never have to go online to talk to people. I never have to go around other people. I never have to go around other people to talk to them. Because the key of the difference of life to make sure that you're happier is to talk to yourself only. I mean, talk to yourself only better. I mean, do it better than yesterday, and then you're going to focus upon understanding that there's a big dream in you right now that you can achieve, but you have to communicate that dream. You understand? Because I already said that I'm going to see very soon a shooting star somewhere. I understand? Because I deserve it. I didn't ask for it. So what you ask for is what you get. I'm going to say either way, I understand that there was some brightness coming out from the curtains, I realized the brightness was pointing into my eyes. So I understand that what's amazing is go and really turn down the curtains, because I understand every single time when I'm sleeping somewhere and I understand that the sun comes up and there's no curtains and everything goes and shines into my eyes. You understand? Although guess what? I mean, now I have a nice beautiful eye guard, and I put an eye guard like this and I'm sleeping with darkness all the time. And then I also just push the curtain like this because I understand I'm always closing the windows. I never want my windows to be open unless it's, let's say, too hot or something like that. And sometimes for just a little change or something, I may open the windows, but rarely do I open the windows in my house. I mean, it's so cold outside. Like I said, I've already although I turn on the fan. I have a fan, I have a nice beautiful fan going, so I understand every single day that what happens every single day is focus upon no matter what, that if you have two fans going and you're sleeping and you're warm, I mean, turn off one fan. I do that. I mean, why? I mean, if you're already warm, I mean, why do you want to turn off the fan? Because you're going to never risk being sick physically. I mean, you're never going to risk it. I mean, one fan is on already, so why do I need two fans on? Understand? I mean, turn off one because you have one already. I mean, it's so simple. I mean, keep warm. I mean, keep warmer. I mean, try to be warmer throughout life. You understand? I mean, never go cold. I mean, never try to be cooling yourself. Understand? And now, if you're cooling yourself, I mean, try to be warmer while you're doing it. I mean, since every single day, focus on understanding that it's never about being cool or cooler. You understand? I mean, what it's about is making sure that you're growing and that you're never going to be physically sick. You understand? Or now, if you want to be cool in the way that you're growing, I mean, go ahead. I mean, guess what? I mean, every single day, you must understand to be warmer than cool. You understand? Every single day, focus on understanding that when I go and really lift myself daily, you must understand to go and be much more responsible for yourself. You must go and talk about life. You must understand that you have to have a conversation with people, but most people want to go together. I mean, because they want to go together, I mean, they ride together and they die together. I mean, bad boys for life. I mean, bad girls for life. I mean, guess what? I mean, you must understand that no matter what, that nobody's bad, but I understand that what's important is make sure that you understand the movie. You have to understand the movie, which is Bad Boys 2 and Bad Boys 1. I mean, guess what? I mean, no matter what, focus on understanding that in the key difference of life, that when somebody is really, really sexy at 18 years of age, but then looking like a fatso in a way that they're looking like a walrus or a whale at 50 years of age, you have to understand that there's a big difference between the communicational style. And now, they're less disciplined in terms of they're less disciplining themselves at 50 than they were at 18. I understand with food and drink. I understand. So no matter what, that in the communicational style, you have to understand that everybody's getting better throughout time with the communicational style. I mean, you understand? So I'm just somebody who's always showing up online to show you some communicational work today, because that's what you need to learn. I mean, every single video that I do is going to teach you about communication. I mean, that's it. I mean, you have to understand that if you're going and reading much more people in terms of you're reading from more people in terms of today and much more people in terms of your life, you're going to understand the one individual of your life is you, who's going to teach you the most. I mean, you're going to teach yourself how to communicate. And to do that, you have to speak up more. You have to look up, as somebody says. You have to understand when you look up, you're going to learn to speak up. You're going to understand every single day to focus on your words and forget other people's words and forget nothing but you. I mean, guess what? I mean, never forget yourself. I mean, never forget people's words, but make sure you understand that no matter what, you're learning from the situation. You must be learning from every single word in the dictionary. You must be learning from yourself. You must be understanding that no matter what, that sometimes you're going to say something very ridiculous. I mean, you can see how I'm speaking in this video. I'm making sure I'm always correlating better. I'm always looking to better my words. I'm always looking to understand much better than ever before. I'm looking to understand to travel more today than ever before. I'm making sure you understand that no matter what, that 2 years ago, I was in Sydney, Australia, and I was around the crowd, and they were hating me. I mean, they were hating me, the Serbian people. And guess what? I mean, they're still hating me. I mean, guess what? I mean, every single day, I'm focusing on bettering my life. I'm focusing on understanding that there's a better way all the time to do something. But if you're always understanding that no matter what, that you have to go and really, really pronounce yourself much better in front of people very soon, and every single day focus on understanding that no matter what, you go and do your content. I mean, go and do your passions, and then understand that no matter what, you're free, baby. I mean, so you're going to focus on understanding I'm free. I never need a 9-to-5 job in my life. But what happens is I want to go and study online to be a psychologist. I mean, just go and do it. I mean, go and do something of a master's degree and study online for 6 years while you're doing what you love to do. I mean, go and do it. I mean, because what happens then is you're still solidifying your success. I mean, so if you want to be a psychologist and you never want to work a 9-to-5 job, I mean, just go and learn how to be a psychologist and, I mean, go and get yourself a master's degree anyway. I mean, get yourself a master's degree and learn how to be a psychologist anyway. And go and see the information process. And that's it. I mean, that's what I'm saying. That if you want to be a psychologist, I mean, go and read what the universities have to say about that. I mean, in a sense, so what are you waiting for? I mean, every single day, focus on understanding that, yes, you may get into debt, but you're going to make it back. You're going to make it back because why? You have to understand that no matter what, that communicational skills can never stop you, and life can never stop you if you're communicating more. I mean, yes, you can get into debt. You can get up to $500,000 in debt and more, and guess what? You can overcome it. You can overcome anything. I mean, Donald Trump is around $30 million in debt right now. I mean, he can overcome it. I mean, anybody can overcome it. I mean, how? I mean, you can just communicate that you are going to do it. You're going to find a way. There's always a way to get what you want. You know what I'm saying? Now, every single day, focus upon saying that many people are never getting up online to do YouTube videos anymore because they never believe in themselves and they believe they're never worthy. You understand? So what you do is focus on following me. And somebody just did ask me, how do I make $10 million? I mean, you have to understand to focus on, you focus on answering the question, which is follow me for the next 30 years, and then you understand how to make $10 million. I mean, if you want to understand how to make $10 million, you follow people who are very successful, who have $1 million in their bank account right now, and you follow them for 30 years. You understand how to make it. You understand? It's so simple. Every single day, focus on understanding. I have every single day full of mentors in my YouTube. I mean, there's full of mentors. I can go and speak to them. I can go and shake their hand. I can go do whatever. I can every single day focus upon life. I can have my nice, beautiful passions. I have a passion going all the time. I'm making sure I'm away from the crowd because they have nothing to do. I mean, they go around 12 o'clock in the daytime to go drink a coffee and a cigarette at a cafe. I mean, big deal. I mean, they get up and they're doing nothing all day long. You know, I mean, guess what? I mean, you have to understand that no matter what, most people like that. You understand? Watch now, most people never even have a YouTube channel because they never believe in their face. I mean, they never believe to put their face on camera and to start speaking something. Because when you're a speaker and when you're doing something around public speaking, you'll learn how to communicate very soon. You understand? Watch now, it's all a big difference that when you're adding to the equation and you're adding to life every single day, you're going to understand that no matter what, you have to communicate everything. And now understand that no matter what, that sometimes you're going to have a life partner with you and you're going to have a relationship with you where another people or there's another individual is going to understand you to a certain extent. Understand? And how are they understanding you? Because you invite them to your house. I mean, they understand the nice, beautiful family you have, and then they're going to be with you. You're going to go with them here and there, somewhere around. But then guess what? I mean, sometimes you may never be ready for them to open up, and you may never be ready for yourself to open up with them. In the sense of what happens is you then have to break up the relationship. I mean, you understand? I mean, divorce happens because people are unaware about how to communicate in that relationship. I mean, in a sense, so if they're neglecting themselves, I mean, what happens is, I realize that the whole relationship is destructive, and then people just discommunicate with each other, and confusion happens, and then one individual leaves the other because of something stupid. I mean, understand? I mean, that's that. I mean, it's always like that. I mean, it's always because of something stupid that a divorce happens. I mean, and now with my mother, in terms of my biological mother and my biological father, it's because both of them are never even communicating. And that's how stupid it is. I mean, both of them, I mean, both sides. I mean, you understand? So when you have a biological mother and biological father, or family member, or somebody in your life who's been in divorce, you understand it's because of the communication of the people around you. I mean, it's because of the communicational skill. I mean, communication is the number one aspect of life about anything. I mean, what's the leading death cause of life? I mean, it's communication. I mean, the leading death cause of life. I mean, what is causing the most death in life? I mean, it's communicational skills. I mean, what is causing the longest life? That's the best life also. I mean, it's communicational skills. I mean, somebody said diet. I mean, diet is communication. I mean, understand? I mean, everything's communicational skills. Apparently, when you meet somebody when it's now, apparently everything's now. But what's amazing is when you meet somebody who is sober and somebody also who is a smoker of a cigarette, I mean, somebody who's a sober individual is much better of a communicator than a smoker. You understand? Because a smoker believes that they need something to live life. You just need yourself. You just need yourself. You never need a cigarette. Understand? But what's amazing is understand that discipline is you. So if you focus on understanding that the more words I speak in my videos, the more I can communicate and the better I feel throughout life. So the whole point of life is make sure that no matter what, that you're going to study and you're going to make sure every single day you're going to add up to the words and equations of your life in a different way. But then you're going to come here and you're going to do a service for God, and then you're going to understand you're going to leave the world, and then you may go into a different format. You may then go to somewhere above Mars somewhere, and then you have to understand either way you're going to be with God at a feast anyway. I mean, I said you're going to wake up aware or unaware about something. I understand? You're going to wake up somewhere. You're going to wake up in a different direction. You understand? Because now God needs you to do something else. Understand? Of course, now every single day you must understand that there is another God, which is you only. Of course, now every single day that if you can speak it, of course, that's it. Of course, now every single day there's only one God. I mean, focus on understanding that many gods is just one God. I mean, everything is one. Understand? So every single day, focus on saying that if your words can speak it, Parashi is true. Parashi, whatever you can speak in this lifetime happens very quickly. I understand? I mean, fairy tales are true. I mean, everything is true. You understand? So no matter what, just keep adding to the equation. I mean, keep speaking up with those words of yours. I mean, if you just pick up much more words daily, you're going to understand how to live life. Parashi, now that's the whole point of my videos. I mean, that's why I get up to do my videos, because I learned how to communicate for 54 minutes here. I mean, it's so simple. And now either way, I'm learning much more than that. I'm learning how to communicate more. But those people who are never communicating are going to die earlier. You understand? I mean, those people who need to speak up are going to live longer. You understand? Because it's about speaking up more. And then it's also about your diet and how you're really eating as well. So never be talking more while you're drinking alcohol. You understand? I mean, be talking more without alcohol. You understand? But understand this, that if you're drinking more and talking more, you have to understand, although eventually you will quit alcohol as well. I mean, just talk more regardless of what you're doing. I mean, if you may be doing drugs today, I mean, go online and start talking about it all. I mean, start talking about how much of a drug addict you are. I mean, start talking about how fat you are and how you want to improve yourself. I mean, go and talk about something about your kids and how stupid they are and how you want to better them in a way that you're never stupid. I mean, in a sense, so never call other people stupid, because otherwise you're going to call yourself stupid. I mean, in a sense, so every single day focus upon understanding that no matter what, that every single day nobody's stupid in life. But focus on understanding that if you want to go and talk about something in life, talk about you. I mean, talk about your story, and then understand that no matter what, that this has been my story for 55 minutes. I mean, this is what I've been talking about in 55 minutes of my life and my life story. In a sense, so if you just go around talking about your story in the same way, in a different way, where you're in front of a camera and you're just talking about something. I mean, look at Oprah Winfrey. I mean, she's on television every single week, but that's her story. I mean, that's who she is. I mean, when she invites somebody, I mean, that's her story, isn't it? I mean, she invites the president or something on her show, but then she's in the show as well, but that's her story. I mean, that's her life story too, because she's interviewing somebody. I mean, that's her life story, you understand? So when you tune into Oprah Winfrey or myself, or you tune into you're tuning into somebody's videos, it's because you're watching their life story, you understand? When I look at Armin van Buuren, I'm not tuning into his story and his DJ sets and all that, and he's playing live in front of people. I mean, that's his story, isn't it? I mean, that's his story. I mean, if I watch a movie about actors or something about a movie or a TV show, I'm watching people give me their story. I love it. I mean, if I see all these images on Netflix and all that, and I'm watching everybody in terms of life, or I see somebody and I'm talking to them, I mean, I'm in their life story, you understand? I'm the main character. I mean, so every single day you have to be the main character of your film, and then you have to understand to be positive about everything around your life. Unfortunately, it's that simple. So if you just focus on dedicating yourself daily into doing videos without the crowd and without other people, but focusing on understanding that you only ever reply to people if they care about you, really. I mean, understand that no matter what, if somebody cares about you, you can reply. But if other people never care about you and they never message you, I mean, never message them, please. I mean, never message people who never message you. Unfortunately, it's that simple, because every single day, otherwise, you're going to send them 1 billion messages and you're going to waste 1 year of your life while they're never going to send you a message. I mean, are they worth it? You're giving them 1 year of your life and they're never giving you anything in return. I mean, in a sense, so never ever expect them to, but understand this, that if you send them a message and they never reply, it's because they never want to be around you, and it's because they never want to talk to you. So never talk to them and never be around them. Unfortunately, that's simple. Unfortunately, it's so simple. But I understand that if you're giving people 50 years of your life and you're sending them 50 years of messages and they never send you one message, I mean, why are you wasting your time? I mean, why are you wasting 50 years of your life sending them messages? I mean, they're never worth your time. I mean, stand up for yourself. I mean, protect your time. I mean, never let other people and never let yourself waste your time. I mean, never waste your time, please. I mean, I was going around to the crowd of the past and I was sending them messages and content, and I was so happy. And I'm still happier, but I realized that they never want to reply. I mean, I always see my message and that's it. I mean, guess what? I mean, get lost. I mean, block them on Facebook if you want. I mean, seriously. I mean, block them so you never have to message them again. I mean, so that's it. That's how it is. You never need them in your life either. I mean, just block them on Facebook. You know what I'm saying? Or that's it, and never ever go and unblock them. You know what I'm saying? But for myself, I never tried to block them, for example. I never tried to block them because I tried to have a discipline with myself to just never message them. But I allow them to be in my life. I allow them to message me. But if you block them, or else there's less of a chance that they're going to message you. You understand? I allow these people to message me. So if you really, really want to be disciplined in yourself to never message them again, you can just block them. You understand? You can. But if you want to be disciplining yourself in a way that you never have to block them, but then you can allow them to message you, but you just never message them ever again. You can also do that. You understand? I understand, although what's important is understand that they never care about you because they never want to write to you. So focus on understanding that you never have to write again to them, and that's it. You just save 3 years of your life. Well, that's it. Focus on understanding that there's a better way to live life. And now you're going to be rich, and this is going to be the fun aspect of life, because what's going to happen is they're never going to message you, but you're going to be more successful than them. And that's always going to be every single day in your mindset, and it's going to be great. You understand? Because you're going to be somebody more. But I understand, for example, affiliate marketing, for example. Now, many people are going online today in terms of social media, and what they're doing is they're grouping themselves with other people online, and they're trying to do online work with other people, and they're trying to affiliate themselves. So what they do is they try to sign you up to a package online so that they make commission on that. Understand? And now, once they make, let's say, 50, 100 people, or let's say 500 people, or 200 people, or 50 people into a package, and they get money from them online, I mean, they start to level up on the table online. So what happens is online there's a table, and they say, you are the ruby now, you're the ruby, and then you're the sapphire, or you're the gold, or you're the emerald. In a sense, so what happens is that, I mean, there's all these levels. So the more people you sign up to their business online, the more you achieve a status for yourself online with that company. And then what happens is they start making a certain amount of money from the people that they sign up. You understand? Watch now, that's it. Watch now, that is a waste of time, because you're never going to get rich that way. You're never going to become rich that way. So what happens is you're going to become rich in another way, but you're never going to make the plastic money you need with that. Or you're going to become rich in the communicational skills. I promise you. Watch now, if you're just talking much more with anybody, you're going to become richer. I promise you now, in communicational skills. I promise you, definitely. So if you just look to communicate more communicational skills to people, you'll then have all the plastic money in the world. I promise you now, that's the fastest way to become rich. I promise you, the fastest way to become richer with all the plastic money in the world is communicate the words much more faster without other people. So I was going around Toastmasters, and I was there doing 30 public speaking gigs around 1 year, but I understand every single month I was doing around 2-3 public speaking gigs with them, and for up to 30 minutes. Understand? So 30 minutes a month for public speaking, and I was giving $70 every 3 months or something. But either way, you must understand, I grew from that. I really did pick up really quickly about the people there and their nice, beautiful organizational skills and how they really do everything. But then I went and I took more responsibility to start the program, such as one of those individuals who starts the program at Toastmasters and then finishes the program. Understand? So every time I give a nice, beautiful 1-minute speech about my day and what happened in terms of my life, and then I understand every single day I go and update people about what's happening around the world, and I give a nice, beautiful toast or whatever. But we get a sign, or else we realize that no matter what you assign yourself with, let's say, speaking gig, or let's say you say to the individuals, you say, I want to give a speech on this day. I want to assign myself with the toast today. I want to assign myself to pack up the chairs today, for example. I want to take responsibility to be the judge today. In a sense, so we all assign ourselves with a role in Toastmasters, but then what you do is make sure you understand that no matter what, then eventually you have to leave that place. And I left 1 year. I left after 1 year. And then what happens is I'm always living more. But I understand that what's amazing is I went to Brisbane. I start to do these public speaking gigs in front of people for 3 hours a day. 3 hours a day from 30 minutes a month. So there's a big difference. What's the leap? Would you rather do 30 minutes a month of public speaking or 3 hours a day of public speaking? There's a big difference. There's a big leap of faith over here. So what happens is, no matter what, I went and I did start to communicate 3 hours a day for 17 days in a row. Do you understand that schedule? All you're really doing is you're uploading 3 hours of videos online, and for 17 days, I realized that I start pumping my music every single day past Brisbane. I go to Brisbane, I see all these people watching me, I'm pumping the music, and I'm just going, and everybody's listening to my music, and I'm very loud. But imagine yourself going around Sydney today. I rush now every single day, focusing upon understanding that you have to never scratch yourself, because every single day you're going to understand it's much better for yourself to go around the world. And you have to understand every single day, focus on understanding that no matter what, that you're around your country today. You're around you're around your country, and then you have to understand that sometimes you have to skip beats. You have to skip something that you say. So if you understand that no matter what, you're around your country, but you're going around the shopping center, you're going around people, but you're pumping your music. Imagine how it actually feels. Imagine how it feels to be able to play your music out loud while everybody's watching you. You understand? Do you have courage to do that? You have to have courage to do that every single day. You go in front of the city center of Hong Kong, and where there's millions of people, and pump up your music and walk while they're all watching you. That is something of courage, you understand? So being able to do that, it's much more, you have to understand that it's something that shows you that you're in the spotlight now. I mean, everybody's watching you because people hear from 200 meters down that somebody's playing music, so they're going to look at you. You understand? I love that. So when you're in front of, when you're in front of, let's say, bicycling performance, and you're in front of people and you're public speaking, obviously there's many people walking in and out of you. I mean, everybody's walking around you, and you're public speaking, and I mean, they just hear you around. They're just hearing you and your audio. So you're going to boost your confidence, especially when you're speaking over it. I mean, if you're speaking over that, I mean, you just keep speaking more and more. You're going to boost, you're going to build your confidence in front of people. Actually, it's that simple. Actually, now every single day, focus upon understanding that no matter what you're doing, is focus upon being in areas and with people and situations where you can communicate more, and that's it. I mean, if you're just doing that, approach, if somebody's trying to take away your technology, or trying to take away your words, or trying to take away who you are, approach, that's a dangerous situation. So never be around places such as mental health wards or rehabs or anything like that where they may take away your phone, or may take away your laptops, or may take away something from you, such as a prison cell or a jail, or let's say a mental health ward. Because what happens with these people is they lack business skills now. Because what happens is you're never lacking anything if you're in a prison cell. You never lack anything if you're in a mental health ward. You're never lacking, you understand? But they make you feel like it, you understand? I mean, guess what? I mean, forget them. But what you do is never forget about yourself. But then what you do is just grow everybody with your communicational skills. So go around people and start talking to them much more. And then because they have to communicate with you into greatness. You understand? So focus on understanding that if you're in a mental health ward or in the jail, I mean, never go punching the walls and damaging stuff, because what happens is, I mean, they throw you into solitary then. I mean, they tie you up totally. I mean, they'll start tying you up, and then that way you're just going to be like that. I mean, that's resistance. You understand? I mean, guess what? I mean, never try to resist anything. I mean, never try to be physical with anything. Otherwise, it's resistance. You understand? I mean, if you understand that, watch now. Resistance is, for example, when I go and try to bash you all the time physically, but then you call the police on me to throw me in jail. I understand? And then they throw me in jail. But now, since I have a nice, beautiful jail cell around me, I understand? I'm never in jail. I'm never in jail because I understand that the outside world can never affect me. So this now is the resistance. I mean, this is the resistance over here, because I want to go around to Spain, but I'm here, aren't I? So what I do is I grow from this situation now. I mean, if you're in jail, and if you're in a mental health ward, or if you're sick, or if you have anxiety today, or you have something that you want to communicate about, you have to understand you have to. You have to call a social worker. You have to go and call some people to talk to them. You have to talk to yourself the most. I've already said, you have to talk to yourself the most. But then understand either way that the only resistance in life is physicality. Understand? So if you're doing more physical work, you're resisting your success. You have to do less physical work today to succeed. Actually, this is never physical. I mean, this over here is physical to the point that I can speak it. You understand? Actually, there's nothing else physical about this other than me sitting here and moving my hands around and moving my mouth. Understand? So that's the only physical work I ever do. Understand? All I really ever do is I only ever speak spiritually. I'm only ever doing spiritual work. I never even focus on the physicality or anything. Understand? I'm focusing on the spiritual aspects. I'm focusing on what is less physical that I can do, that I can communicate more. I mean, journaling is something so amazing for me, where I can go and journal. But what happens when I journal is I hold my phone a certain way, but a phone enables me to go and write all this information down quicker than a laptop. Because a laptop, you have to open it like this, and then you have to log in, and then you have to go and get a note and then start writing. You know what I'm saying? But then with my phones, I just really quickly log in, and it's the same thing, but it's more handy for me because I can take a phone with me. I can bring a phone with me anywhere around the world. You know what I'm saying? I can bring it in my phone. I can bring it in my pocket. You know what I'm saying? And it's very easy to just pull out and write something down. So it's much more handy for me. So I'm always a fan of those applications where you can go and write something down in it. In a sense, so no matter what, you must understand Microsoft Word or the Notes application in your Samsung phones is very handy for you. Understand? Because it's something that's going to help you. So now you must understand that my videos now have a nice, beautiful quality of audio. You can hear it, and it's because I have a microphone. And now my microphone is a Rode audio microphone. But I make sure every single day I put an elastic band over my nice, beautiful microphone at the top. And it's much more that you understand that no matter what, that I can do a photo for you right at the end of the video here, so you can see the nice, beautiful way of, let's say, I showing you my beautiful course in terms of how I do my microphone. So if you understand that no matter what, I'll upload a nice, beautiful video in terms of my nice, beautiful, let's say, picture of how I really set up my nice, beautiful phone, so I can give you the idea of how I really invest in my actual microphone with an elastic band. So when I put it over the selfie stick, I put the nice, beautiful elastic band over the microphone this way, and it keeps my actual microphone on the top of the actual selfie stick, so that either way, you must understand it's the best way. Now, the best way is making sure that no matter what, that you're going to grow yourself, you're going to make sure that you have much more courage, you're going to make sure that no matter what, that you're always pronouncing, you're making sure you're always pronouncing yourself better, by making sure every single day you're always going to read much more passages of everything, and then you're going to focus upon the Bible of Jesus Christ and focusing upon skills and assets of this video. Because what is this video? I mean, it's communicational skills yet again, because every single video that I make is always going to be communicational skills and how to talk better. So if you go and look at my nice, beautiful videos of 700 hours and more of how I communicate, you'll learn how to communicate yourself. You'll learn to pick up my cues and how I really go about aspects of life with my attitude and my persona and how I communicate with my words. And then you understand Danny does that, so you'll do that too. You'll do that in a different way. In a sense, so every single day focus upon saying that no matter what, that my words are showing you how to communicate and how to word sentences together and how to give ideas and what kind of ideas I give. And I'm giving you different perspectives and different ideas about unlocking your life in a different way, but then you understand me and how I go about my life and my story and how I really live my life, and then you understand to follow what I do. Understand? Now, what I do is the communicational skills. I mean, that's it. I mean, I'm just speaking up more daily with my communicational skills, and then follow that. Follow the trend of more communicators. And anybody who's communicating more is always a greater communicator than those people who never start. So every single day start to communicate much more than yesterday, and then you understand no matter what, that you're doing a great course every single day in life, and you're going to understand you're going to live the life you ever want, because you're going to communicate it. You have to do at least 700 hours of communication work online with video to even achieve your dreams. Guess what? That's what you have to achieve now. So I have to achieve 26,000 hours of videos. I have to achieve 26,000 videos in my YouTube channel. Understand? By 100 years of age, because that's the goal. Understand? So I want to make 26,000 videos in my YouTube channel of 26 hours of courses. 26,000 hours of courses. So that's around 9 years of work. So no matter what, I realize I'm happier doing that. I'm happier being able to communicate much more, because I'm never waiting for people of the past to start their YouTube channels. By the time they all start their YouTube channels, there's 50,000 of them. By the time they all start their YouTube channels and to do 700 hours of videos, it takes eternity. Guess what? Every single day, focus upon saying to never wait for other people, but go and focus on yourself and go and do your work. And then understand every single day it's about motivating people. So every single day now, I go to my journal, I start writing some other aspects of my life down, because I need more ideas. So what I do is I go and improve my life in other ways. So I'm just writing something down. But I understand every single day I'm looking to always learn and grow and I'm making sure that my videos are around the 1 hour mark today, because I understand it's much easier to upload. And then I just focus on some music production, and I eat a bit. I do some eating and drinking. I go and do some grooming and sessions, and I go and shower and something. And then either way, I make sure I get some bread today because I want to eat peanut butter. And either way, I make sure that no matter what, I'm always learning different aspects of life, and I'm making sure that no matter what, I'm learning how to eat better, I'm learning how to do better. I've taught you how to talk to mountains in this video. I've taught you how to go and really speak to the mountains and also the water and the air and people and everything in this lifetime. You understand? Go and talk to Jesus Christ. You can talk to God. You can speak to God and say what you want. I'm saying you have to speak it. You have to understand every single day. You have to learn how to grow. You have to speak to anybody, and you have to be able to speak to them. If you're shy in some area of your life, it's because of the communicational skills in that life span of your life where you have to go and communicate a better way. And you have to understand that no matter what, that anybody who's shy has to communicate that in a better way. You have to understand every single day you have to communicate something that's going to help you grow to never be shy. You understand? So no matter what, you have to learn how to communicate in that area. There's many areas of your life where you may be shy to talk. You may be shy to talk to beautiful women or beautiful men, or you may be shy to get the promotion or whatever. Guess what? You have to learn how to step up your leadership skills and communication. That's it. That's it. If you go and learn and read much more in terms of life, and you're reading much more about how people are communicating and how people are doing business, you're going to pick it up really quickly. You're going to understand that you're going to follow me for the next 72 years, and you're just going to be a multimillionaire. That's it. You just follow me for the next 72 years. You'll see exactly what I'm doing. Do you understand? I promise you, it's that simple. And then what you do every single day is just focus on my knowledge and what I give you, And then every single day you have a mentor here with me who's going to teach you everything. I'll teach you exactly what I'm doing. For example, I'll teach you what I only ever teach you what I'm doing. I'm only ever teaching you what I'm doing, but it's your choice if you want to do it or not. If you want to be a multi-millionaire or billionaire in your life, I'll teach you how to do that. I'm a multi-billionaire right now. I say so. Because every single day I understand how to get there. So all I'm doing is I'm communicating my way up. It may take me 40 years to get there, but I'm communicating there, so it's unstoppable. I'm unstoppable. I'll get there. I get there very soon. Understand? Just a few business deals here and there. Of course, you can get $1 billion in your bank account. Of course, it's just a few business deals. Understand? A few decisions here and there. Of course, no matter what, you can get there. Of course, it's very easy to make money, as Tony Robbins says. Of course, if you understand just to communicate more, you have all the money in the world already. Of course, every single day, it's more about kindness and being a kindful act every single day. So do 1,000 kindness acts every single day. Of course, this one here is going to be watching people. Of course, this video over here is going to be many aspects of life. Of course, this video over here is going to be many aspects of life where people are going to watch this video for decades and centuries, and people are going to watch this. That's many kinds of actness. That's many kinds of attitudes of kindness I'm giving right now. So no matter what, word your sentences differently, and I still have to do my nice beautiful synonyms every single day. So I'm connecting words together. I'm looking at what, no matter what, in terms of other people are doing, in terms of every single day focusing upon synonyms and focusing upon life itself. I'm focusing on different words and connecting them, because I understand that what's important is how many words have I said in this video. It's because I've been connecting words together. Understand? That's it. I'm connecting the dots together. If you understand every single day to go and focus on your life and be a better individual for yourself, you understand that no matter what, you can always learn how to grow. I'll see you guys in the next video, but make sure you have a greater mindset and make sure that no matter what, you're going to live great.